down here in the city with old Lito driving me this time. I'm buying some more materials, like 2 more pots of gypsum putty, because it's still not enough to finish my whole storeroom interiors. So at the same time, I just have to buy the sandpaper to smoothen it out, then the paint. Then after that, we'll put on the electricals, which I already bought some time ago, and then I'll have to paint it. I'll buy the same paint. I'll have it white inside. I'll buy it in Savers Home Depot, because I buy it by the bucket, like the gypsum putty. I buy it by the bucket because it's more cheaper if you buy it like that, the bigger volume tubs. And also it gets more coverage because you don't have to skimp, because you have enough. And today is November 30, 2020. Here in Cebu, Philippines, it's raining. As you can see, the loy in the back is now wet. So it's not raining when we get down, but now we're going home, it's raining. This is how it is here in a tropical country, because there is a low pressure area that's gonna be predicted to become another typhoon again. Hopefully it's not gonna be a devastating typhoon, but it's not so traffic yet because it's just 2 o'clock, so 2:30 actually, so we're avoiding the traffic. So, but our next stop will be Savers Home Depot, in which then we get that's where I get the red lead and the paint, because they're cheaper there than Home Builders, of course. So all these videos I made about building materials is also for my own use. Now where I know where to get the materials that is cheaper, paint wise, if they have it in stock in Savers, they are more cheaper than Home Builders. So we are now in Talamban area. So look at all the greetings. Merry Christmas and a hopeful New Year. So hopeful that this is all be over, this pandemic that's destroying our economy. But the good news is, like, I talked to some youngsters yesterday, but I was in Santa Rosa, that they have been having a trip up the north, and all they've been asked is just an ID, no quarantine pass. All the resorts are open, so it's a good thing that it started to open up now. Unlike here in the city, of course, our mayor is the only one left imposing the quarantine pass. But Mandaue and the rest of the other places here in Cebu are now relaxing. It's only Cebu City is very strict with quarantine pass, because our mayor is very cautious, even though we are all the same as modified general quarantine quarantine pass as status all over Cebu Island. But it's only our mayor that still imposes the quarantine pass. So I'm here in Savers Home Depot. I'm buying the white paint I'm gonna paint my storeroom with. I buy it in by the bucket, the Star paint from Island, and I find it whiter than most of the white paint that's available in the market, and it's also very reasonable price, economical, if I'm not mistaken. So I got the flat white because I don't like glossy paints. It's quite quiet because it's a holiday. It's Bonifacio Day. If you look at the Philippine calendar, it's Red Day today, or under Bonifacio Day. And that's when I told them that I will not be forcing them with this holiday, but I don't want to double. If you want to work, pay proper pay, because I'm not in a rush. But they still wanted to work because they get bored in their house. So here we are buying this stuff that we're gonna need tomorrow. So the tab is 1249, and that's about Pila gani ka liters ang usa ka galon? 16. So that's 16 liters for this, and that's flat white I'm buying. So that's 1209 per pot of 16 liters. So we arrive in Pitos before 3 o'clock. Laom sa na dito Diri ka. Okay, mailhan mo tubig. Okay, dark. I was just telling him that it's a big hole there because you can tell that the water looks deep. So we have to go through here. At least it's not so traffic yet. We avoid the rush hour even though it is holiday today. A lot of people still go out. So the market's just starting to have people around buying. It's raining, so it's not much. Surprisingly, most of the merchants here actually display their items as well in Facebook, that they do delivery for certain amount of purchase. So that keeps them going, because I was amazed looking at the Pitos group in Facebook, and all of the shops here in the market have their own advertising in there. So shocking, the bridge itself is flooding here. All the holes, drain holes must have been clogged up for it to flood like this. Update on my building work. Today, December 1, 2020, you can see that the greenhouse of Old Bee is now done. All we have to do now is just paint the red lead, of course, and then put the netting. You can see there's allocated hangers all around as well for the hanging orchids of what he was gonna select. So this is done. We'll just have to put the netting, and of course he wanted it on the bottom will be a beam holding on to the structure, so we will be putting a beam underneath here. That's why you can see the forms being laid out. So we will be like a beam just to hold it all on. So it will be resting on the beam. So, you know what Old Bee is like. It wants it so strong that even if it's typhoon, nothing can touch the greenhouse. So the greenhouse is now done, welding wise. So this is where Old Lito is puttying the he's taking out the waterproofing on this side, but he will be puttying all the area here for the generator room, including the ceiling and beam. Then after that, he will sand all inside, then have a coat of paint, 2 coats of paint, and then we can start tiling. Once the tiling is done, we can have the 3rd coating of the white paint. And then Old Lito will be waterproofing the outside of this building. So this morning I had Willie scraping out the muck on the windows so we can paint it with red lead, and then I'll put the acrylics. I think I put it in here, or perspex, you know, not glass, because thin glass can easily get broken when you push the metal window so hard. So I think the safest thing to do is to have an acrylic, a sheet of acrylic, and cut it to the size of this one. Because as you can see, this is where you're gonna stick the acrylic. This is by square. So we will red lead that one again before we paint it white to match the building. Then before I buy all the acrylics. So you can see what the welders have. They're in today, Tuesday, because they only work Tuesday and Friday. You can see what they have done. They have continued on to the railings that's needed here in my guest house, because you can remember I have taken out the stairs that's going on the back because I want to slab all of this before my first guest came over. But the welding on this one was delayed, but now it's fixed. We can square up everything here where the cement was chipped on. Then this is what they have done. Continue on the railings that we have here. So we're gonna have to get more square bar, because when they went there it was all used up. They only was able to buy 10. So that will be like that all over there. Then I could put my dogs here. You can see the rainbow there, right on the valley. I still had to landscape all of this, my garden on the guest house, but I'm thinking of having like 2 levels going down on this one, so I don't have to fill up all of that here. That one that you can see that's deeper. So this one here, like 2 or 3 steps down, just incorporate it in the garden. Then you can see on the valley there, that's rainbow. Usual sighting around here in our place. So look at the rainbow.